Hello everyone, MikeMoneyGMR here, and welcome back to more Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 2. So I'm back here at Rickety Race because, we still haven't managed to defeat it, and it's a new day, so I'll probably do it this time, right? If my lives are anything to show, probably not, but I originally had I want to say 16 or so lives, but I did actually notice something, and with the help of a good buddy of mine, apparently I've always been playing this in the wrong format from my TV. And one such problem that I had is, well, that right there, see, I'm already falling off, so that's why I can't jump. But one such problem I was having is it always would feel like it wasn't counting my, button presses the way I was hitting them, right? I didn't actually say that in any of my other videos, thank God, I don't think, because I would sound like a dumbass if I actually did. But, the reason why I felt that way, apparently, is because if your TV is not set up to play old, systems, old game systems, you will actually struggle to get decent footage where you will be able to, actually jump really well. And it'll always feel like you are, jumping way too late or way too early because, well, you're just not paying attention enough, for one thing, and for two, because the way the resolution is on the TV is just screwing you over, because it's like, this is what it's supposed to look like in its mind, right? So, yeah. You guys actually won't notice that, though. You won't notice the difference, because the way, capturing works is it just keeps track of the output of the game, right? Like the system, and that's how it keeps track of the information given to it. So, as long as I don't do anything stupid, we shouldn't have a problem. There we go. I was gonna say, that's the longest I've left someone alive. I want to see how it would screw everything up. Like I said, if you leave someone alive the whole time, it doesn't actually change anything. I don't know if I mentioned this. The next enemy will not spawn until you kill one, though. So, that is important to take into consideration. You have to kill one to bring the next one onto the screen. And it's not like it's a limitation thing. I don't believe it is, at least. Because if you leave one alive like that, the next one will spawn too. I think it's like a programming limitation where it's saying once next position is achieved, spawn next enemy type thing. At least that's how I picture it being. Yeah, I didn't expect to be able to make that, because I was like, I left him alive, for one, and for two, I just saw myself falling directly into the pit immediately by running into his ass, so, yeah. What I love about this stage, though, is it actually does give you a pretty decent amount of bananas. So, I don't know, I mean, it's not like the worst thing in the world. See, there we go, I got another life. And they made this level perfectly, because they make it where it's stress-inducing, where, you will immediately screw up like I did there because I realized I left him alive, I was like, oh shit, if I don't pull back, I'm gonna just fall into a pit. And then I mistaked how my jump was gonna be for the next jump. And so yeah, I fell into the pit. Oh god, what's a good nickname for myself right now? Mike Money Obvious? I mean, like, I'm just spouting out every piece of bullshit that comes out of my mouth, really. Kind of feels though that the bananas are trying to tell you when to jump, you know? If you kind of believe that. Nope. If you miss the O, you just gotta miss it. You can't jump for it like I did there. Anyway. Ha! That was awesome. Our lives and our bananas matched. For just like all of 5 seconds. So I'm very relaxed today, I'm not gonna lie. I had a great day. I got further in the other game I've been playing. Let's see, what else? I had a pretty decent day at work the day before, so that kind of helped as well. You know, it's just... it's just a matter of, positive thinking. What can I say? I've just been all around in a great great mood. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, and in case you're wondering, like I said in the last episode when I was freaking out on myself and getting angry, right? I kept saying, Mike, why don't you just stop using the, you know, turbo barrel and just get through the race. I tried it. For fun, I tried it. It does not work. I don't know how I did it before, because like I said, I had never, like, I used to not even know about the turbo barrel back in the day when I was a kid and I first had played this game. Just relax. Don't freak out about him being alive. Yep, you freaked out. But yeah, remember how I said that when I first played this game, I didn't know about the turbo barrel? Like, because you can't even see it from up here, right? I mean, like, you see this area down there, but you don't know what that's for. You think it's a pit. And you would never think to yourself, hold back, you know, when you were a kid. So when I finally found out, like, you know, when I watched a video and found that you could do that, I was like, you can do what? You know, and like, I used to just think it was like a super challenge, you know, to get the medallion or hero coin, whatever they call it, because I felt like, oh, they want you to, you know, take and have a legit race with these people, but I only made it like halfway, like not even halfway through the stage before I kept dying, because like this guy, he will hit you off into the pit if you do it. These guys will stay in your way the whole time, getting in your way and making those jumps harder to do. This guy here also kind of jacks you up a little bit, so it's all around not a fun time. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Like I said, I'm doing great. Perfect time for my nose to start itching. You know, the curse of having a beard and mustache is that your nose and chin always itch. haven't trimmed mine in a while, so it's starting to kind of bug me. Oh, so, I know it's far off now, but anybody got some fun No Shave November stories? I think I already shared one, but I'll share it again. One of my buddies at work, he was kind of making fun of me because, you know, I had a beard. And he's like, wow, I've never seen you with a beard before, you know. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, I just decided to let it grow out for No Shave November, right? And he was like, oh, that's cool, you know. I need to slow down during that part. Once I kill him, I just need to slow down. That way I can better follow the paths. But anyway, yeah, I was talking to him and he's like, oh, so, are you planning on getting rid of it immediately after? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, really? And I was like, yeah. I usually don't. I hate growing it out because, like, you know, just like I said about my hair story, it grows all curly and goes right up my nose. And then it tickles the inside of my nose, and then I sneeze a lot, so I shave it off. You know? So, that's little information about Mike Money. He shaves his beard and well, not shaves. I don't like to shave. I'll be honest with you. I trim. I don't know why, I just don't like shaving my beard and mustache. I never have. I think it's like one of those, let's slow down just a little bit here. No. Because I forgot about him, I slowed down too early. Hold on, let me check this real quick. God damn it, computer, stop being a bitch. There we go. I didn't know, I've never shown that off, did I? That they kind of have a sitting animation. You know, in a game that doesn't have a timer, it's kind of fun to have a sitting animation like that. Though I do like the one from Sonic Advance too. Well, not just 2, but Sonic Advance. This, like, you know, they've series. Amy's is the funniest, really. Hers is, at first, she's just kind of like, you know, sitting there dancing a little bit, and then she looks over and realizes that you're not moving, you know, and she's like, you know, she like waves and points ahead like, hey, this is where we need to go. And when you don't move still, she's like, she kind of like puts her hands over her mouth and like, you know, shouts and that kind of thing, you know. And then when that doesn't work, she sighs and then just starts waving her arms and like looking like she's like yelling at you to come back. It's actually kind of cute, I'm not gonna lie. It's just like one of those funny things, you know, that you find in a video game and you just like forget about until you realize from another game about something like that happening. I will say it does feel like there's still like a blur, and that's what it was like a thing that was kind of bothering me before, because it felt like there was like this kind of blur to the game that kind of threw me off. Ah, bastard. Already my hands are getting all stressed out. Anyway, I drink a lot of water, so I'm probably going to go to the restroom too soon. Oh my god. You know the funniest phrase I ever heard for needing to pee? I read this in like one of those books I had to read in like, was it creative writing or just English in general? I think it was like actually English class. I had to read this book, and there was a part in it where the person needed to pee, and it's like, excuse me, I need to go make water. And, you know, at first, it took me by surprise. I read that and I had to stop and, like, kind of think about it. I was like, hold on, make water? And, you know, a lot of you are probably laughing and thinking I'm stupid, but no, think about it. If that was like the first time you ever heard of that statement, and like there was nothing that led up to the fact that he needed to pee, would you actually think that he was meaning like he had to go to the restroom, or would you think that like he was like saying something that you had to like actually think about? Because that's what I liked about the book. It made me think, because I was like, wait a minute, make water. Oh, okay, he's gonna go pee. And granted, I was a little younger at the time when I read that book too, so it's not like, you know, I would understand that now if I read something like that, but I'm just saying it's kind of funny, because like to me I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know? Okay, shoot. No building yet. Okay, here, slow down. Ah! I got a little ahead of myself. I was like, when's it coming up? When's it coming up? I don't know. Oh, man. A lot of people are probably just telling me, you just gotta go through the stage in one fluid motion. You can't just, you know, hold back at any point. You're gonna throw yourself off, throw yourself out of your groove, so to speak. Oh, speaking of that, has nothing to do with the movie I'm about to mention, but is anybody excited about the new Incredibles movie coming out? Like, it's not coming out anytime soon. Like, it probably won't even be out by the time this video comes out, but I mean, like, is anybody like excited about the announcement for it? Because when I heard the announcement for it, I was super excited, I'm not gonna lie. I know, being excited for a kid's movie, it's kind of silly, but no, it's true. I'm actually really excited about it because, you know, shit. It's one of those things that, like, when the first movie ended, because I did watch it when I was younger, I watched that movie, which makes me feel old that I have actually seen it. And it was kind of, I think it was around the time that it came out. I don't remember exactly. But I remember when it ended, and like it basically straight out shows that they were planning a sequel. I was like, oh, okay, cool, we'll just wait for the sequel. You know, then a year or two goes by, and I'm like, still no sequel. And so we looked it up, you know, and with the wonderful thing of the internet now, you can look up when they've decided if they're going to make a sequel or not. And so we looked it up, and we just typed in Incredibles sequel. And like, I think like one of the very first things that came up was actually a video game called Incredibles, like, you know, Attack of the Underminer or whatever the shit it was called, right? And I was like, that's a video game though, that can't be right. And so I kept searching, you know, and lo and behold, there was no mention of a movie, right? Like, they had no prior mention of there being one at that time. And so everyone just kind of assumed, oh, I guess maybe there isn't gonna be one or something like that, I guess. I don't know. And so everyone just kind of forgot about it, you know, for a while. Like, I think this is maybe, I don't know, maybe I was in school still? I think I was still in school. And so I would talk to my, you know, friends at school, well, what little friends I actually had, and be like, you know, hey, what do you guys think about this? And they're like, oh yeah, I bet I bet there will be a sequel at some point, but it's just not right now, you know? And I was like, oh, okay, that's a good take on it. You know? 4 jumps. And so we just kind of, you know, kept waiting. And like I said, like eventually, like I said, it kind of just gets forgotten. And that's when they finally come up and say, oh, we now have been able to start production on the next Incredibles, or whatever the fuck it was that they said, right? And a lot of people were like, oh, yay, you know, kind of thing, because they were just like, that's nice, you know, like, because, like, people don't really think about it much anymore, right? It's just kind of like, oh, that's a movie I used to know, you know, in that kind of format. Now you're just a movie that I used to watch. Good lord. Cannot believe I made that reference. Oh my god. You know what's funny is I don't really even like that song that much. Like, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't. It's not a bad song, it's just not one of my favorites. In fact, I can honestly probably count on one hand how many times I've actually listened to the song, like without it playing on a radio or something like that, you know, or like in an advertisement or something like that. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things I'm just like, oh, well, I don't know why this song is so memorable to me, but it is. Oh, that's a good topic of discussion while we're playing this godforsaken level. Songs that you remember that you don't like. Okay, let's say that. Like, oh, and like commercials too. I've talked about this before, I'm sure, countless times, but it's true. There's a commercial that doesn't even play anymore, but it will probably still be memorable to you if you bring it up. Though I guess it doesn't play in all states. But it's like the Hyundai commercials. And, hell, I don't even know if there's Hyundai, like, buildings everywhere either. But, yeah, like, there's, like, this car commercial that plays that, you know, would play in my hometown. And, basically, it would, more or less play every now and then, right? And it was so fucking annoying. Like, everybody hated it. Like, you ask somebody, they'd say, oh yeah, I hate the shit out of that song. And, like, that was the funniest thing about it, is pretty much everyone hated it. And even the guy who came up with it, you know, the owner of the store, like, you know, whatever the fuck they call those places, he even admitted that he kind of regretted making the song at first. But then he realized kind of what it was doing. Like, he realized that it was actually kind of bringing in people, you know, because they just got the song stuck in their head and was like, oh my god, okay, I'm just gonna go and check the place out and see if it's any good, right? You know, type bullshit. And with that in mind, it just seemed like a lot of people went there, and so he kept doing it, and like he kept signing different versions of the song, and like he got more people to actually want to sing it, that kind of stuff, right? And I remember every time that stupid godforsaken commercial would come on, I would either change the channel or mute the TV if there was nothing else good on, you know, or just like really not even pay attention to my TV while it was on, because it was that damn horrible. Like, I just did not want to have anything to do with that song. And what was even funnier is, I would listen to the song like every now and then as well. And when I did, I would just find myself being like, I hate this guy. I really hate this guy. I wish his business would fail. I really wish it would. Because then this song would never play again. And, well, I got another funny story about one that I listened to that I also wish would fail, and I felt bad because it actually did. But no, but yeah, I was like, I wish this guy would go out of business so that I would never have to listen to his song again. But he ended up being such, like, you know, a multi-million-dollar, like, you know, bastard that, of course, he would never go out of business, so my wish just fell on deaf ears. But anyway, I found myself just always being like, you know, I thought I missed the jump, that's why I just gave up. But, like, I always found myself just being like, oh, well, you know, whatever, I'll just, you know, just never listen to the song. And then I even went so far as to tell my friends, I was like, you know what? I am never, ever going to buy from this guy. Like, I am never, ever going to shop there, and I haven't. I have not been to a single area that played that song, you know, that song was from. I never shopped at a single car trader that was by that name. And, you know, I had some friends who were like, oh, if you say that, you know you will. And I'm like, no, you don't know me at all then, because when I say I'm never going to do something, I never do it. And sure enough, I never once had anything to do with that thing, and I just think it's the funniest thing ever. Oh, and by the way, I'm not stopping the episode. I know it's at 26 minutes. I don't give a crap. But anyway, that's because I want to keep talking to you. So anyway, the other company, there was only one guy, and he would sing this kind of catchy tune, right? But I still hated the song because, like, although it was catchy, it was kind of bland. And so I didn't like it. I was just like, oh, you know, you could have done a lot better with this song, you know? But it was only one guy, and, like, you could tell he made it up himself. And I give him props for that. But I still kind of was like, okay, this commercial comes on way too often. I wish it would stop, you know? And then it did stop. And so I got worried. I was like, oh no, did it go out of business or something? And so I did some research on them, and no, they were still around. It's just that he stopped commercializing the song. And I was like, oh, well, okay, that's not so bad. You know, at least that, at least he didn't, like, lose his business or anything like that, because I would have felt really bad if he lost his business. But again, it was another car company that I said I would never go to because I was like, you know, I hate that song. And, you know, it's actually kind of funny. You know, I shop at, like, Honda, like, you know, I drive a Honda now. And, that was another one that had, like, a really annoying commercial too. But it didn't actually bother me enough to scare me away from, you know, the company. Like, basically, like, the one in question, like, it was a little girl and she would mispronounce the name of the store, like, you know, the company, just to be cutesy, right? And me and my brother would make fun of it all the time because we thought it was stupid, you know? We were like, this is stupid. I don't know why they think that this is cute or funny or anything like that, right? We were just like, whatever. And it got popularity from that. And now that commercial doesn't come on anymore. Probably because the girl grew up. But besides that fact, it just doesn't come on anymore. It's just a standard, you know, Honda commercial now. And, you know, when my car got totaled, which I used to drive a Toyota, not a Honda, like I said. When my car got totaled, I ended up buying a Honda because I think it was like a sign, you know, type thing, because I discovered that Toyota actually got hit by a major hailstorm, like the day I finally got my check for my totaled car. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to go look at Honda Civics because that's the car that I like driving, you know, if I'm not driving a Toyota. And so I just went and looked at all the Hondas, you know, and I went to kind of like one of their like sister companies, you know, not like the main hub company, because they had like a special deal option, you know, for you, which I really enjoyed. And it was just funny, you know. It's like I get there and they're like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm fine," you know, and blah blah blah. And like, long story short, I got a car, and I got the car I have now, and I really enjoy it. But it's funny because like, you know, if I wanted to, I could tell you my first car story, which is kind of funny. When I was gonna first buy a car, which didn't actually, and like really, I ended up just driving my parents' car for the longest time instead of getting my own. But when I finally had to get my own car, I actually started out at Honda before I went to Toyota. And the reason why that's funny is because of the fact that I ended up going to Honda, and I was actually going to buy, like, you know, their version, like, what was that thing called? Like, the Honda Fit, that's what it was called. I was going to buy one of those. And I just thought it looked kind of neat, you know, and all that. And so I was like, you know, it's a decent price, all that. You know, said to make really good gas mileage along with horsepower and all that. So it's supposed to be like a little peppy and all that, right? So like I was like excited because I was like, this is gonna be cool. And then we get there, and it turns out it was false advertisement, that it actually last minute they decided to change everything on it, you know. But yeah, that's the end of my stories for today. I'm gonna take a break because, like I said, we're not getting anywhere. So I'll be right back, everyone. Till then, bye.